Bye, 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 bye. How's everyone doing tonight? Delete. Okay. Ooh, it's cold. Hey, hello everyone, we're back at it again with Corpse Party Blood Drive. Last time we left off, Misato revealed his true colors. Satoshi, Yoshiki, Naomi, Miss Kuon, Aiko, everyone fucking died. And except for Ayumi, who levitated out to the sky with Sachiko possessing her for some reason. And now Heavenly Host, or Nirvana, as it's called in this game, is merging with the real world, and now everyone's gonna die. So, yeah, it's not looking well for our heroes. Yeah, everyone's gonna die. App description. The sound of fire trucks and patrol cars echoed throughout the streets. The sky was dark. The air stale, and many strong, cold gusts of wind bore mass amounts of dust and debris. I didn't envy the reporter her job. Wait, what? I didn't envy the reporter her job, as she seemed mere moments from being blown off her feet. What? The reporter her job? Is that like a mistranslation? It's odd. Anyway, but to her credit, she persevered. Behind her, there was a black shadow of an old man. Oh. How long before it spreads to the rest of the world? That's a scary thought. Like, how long until, like, it goes to, like, the US and the UK? It's already spreading to almost all of Japan. Like, the world is fucked. The old man's shadow in the background began acting strangely, jumping in place and making various other aimless motions. I don't see no shadow. I'm not seeing a shadow.
昨晩より全国各地で発生している巨大な黒い柱による出現被害につきまして、国土交通省は非常体制の災害対策本部および警戒本部を設置しました。各地方整備局管内の情報に基づく交通、河川の被災状況および対策状況は次の通りです。
柱の成分は専門家の分析でも解析不明の未知の鉱物の結晶のようで、エンティティウォール、霊体物質と
Isn't that what it's actually called? Entity wall?
地震計などでも全く予測のつかない場所に突如入ってくるため、多数の死傷者を出し、世間を混乱に陥れています。工事用カッターの
Like global tensions?
撤去もできない。
So it is like going to the rest of the world?
防衛庁は自衛隊の調査結果などから先日まで上空に浮かんでいた黒い球体との関連を調査しています。
新しい避難場所の情報です。避難指示の出た地域にお住まいの方は以下の情報をチェックしてください。携帯サイト、ウェブサイトでも情報を発信しております。なお、
They have mobile apps at this year? Did they have like touchscreens and stuff. Was that a thing in the early 2000s? I thought that was like, what year did the iPhone first came out? Huh. It's actually a good thought. I didn't think about that. Because all the characters in this game use like flip phones, so. Jeez, talk about a tone shift. I think they're just scared to admit that they have no idea what the hell's going on. The middle-aged announcer was yelling at the top of his lungs, and in an absolute frenzy. He kicked his studio desk to the ground. A black shadow of a woman could be seen behind him. Uh-oh. Oh, hey, Ayumi. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Ghost. All of our friends. And they just showed up out of nowhere? What the hell? They're gonna turn around and they're like, their bodies are gonna be like all fucked up. Yeah. The room grew dark, and each of the four figures who stood before me slowly melted into the blackness, becoming indistinct silhouettes. Yeah, it's not them, they're just, the spirits are fucking with us. Creepy assholes. I screamed and looked up. It was just a dream. I was at home, watching TV. Where's Sachiko? Wasn't she, like, possessing you and shit? I scrunched myself up again, putting my face to my knees. I hate to say it, Ayumi, but you fucked up and now the whole world is fucked. I raised my face from my knees, red eyes and burning. Then, as if I hadn't already had enough tragedy in my life, I heard a loud crash outside my house, and it was unmistakably a car wreck, and a rather severe one at that. The car's alarm was going off. That sounds like a police car, but I was trying my best to ignore it. I didn't need this right now, so I simply wasn't going to bother with it. You pray, is what I think. This they actually noticed. Ooh, can I go upstairs? I want to check out Ayumi's room. Damn it. Okay, what's over here? Oh, Ayumi looks pissed. The car alarm outside was still going off, and it was getting harder and harder to ignore by the second. A spirit's gonna be behind that door, isn't it? Whoever was ringing my doorbell was really, really persistent. The irregular sound brought me back to reality. I crept over to the peephole and silently looked through it to see who'd be visiting me at this hour. On the other side of a door stood a man I didn't recognize. He had short hair, and he was pressing the chime frantically, as if his life depended on it. I was kind of creeped out. She's gonna trip. Okay, never mind. I moved away from the peephole. Oh my god, give up. The persistent ringing continued for a bit, but then finally, thankfully, came to an abrupt halt. I slowly crept back to the people and took another look. The man was still there. He was just pacing back and forth in place, in front of a house that, for all he knew, had no occupants. Oh. After another short while, he approached the door again, and immediately put his eye right up to the outside of the peephole. Can you see in the inside of a house through the peephole? The man moved his head away, but quickly replaced it with his finger, which he swirled around inside the tight spaces as if trying to reach my eye, or poke it out. Then he stepped away from the door. I could have taken this opportunity to slowly move away from the peephole, but I was oddly transfixed. Oh my gosh, Ayumi, do you not know how these things work by now? It's never that simple. Of course, the second I thought that, he came back to the door yet again. And yet again, he skipped the doorbell and went straight for the peephole. Don't do that. I grabbed the doorknob and was moments away from following through with that plan, when suddenly... Sachiko? I slowly turned to look at her. Another one. Then there was an oddly familiar sound. Another car accident, again, right outside my door. This time, I looked outside through the peephole and saw the man from earlier, sandwiched between the car and the wall of one of the houses across the street. He was absolutely mangled. Oh, so he's repeating his death over and over? But only after a few moments, the man's corpse disappeared, leaving nothing but a shadow in its place on the wall and ground alike, a black stain. It's dying, that's what it is. Not that I even had to really ask. I wasn't just asking myself, I was asking Sachiko, whose presence still remained just behind my back. But she just looked up at me with sad eyes. No, it couldn't be. I pulled my smartphone from my pocket and forced myself to remain calm enough to access the photos, but then just stopped and stared. What did you see? Oh, I think I get it. I think I know what she saw. I think she saw the rest of her friends. And I think it's gonna show it. The photo displayed on my phone, which was now on the floor. Yep, all their faces are blacked out now. No longer had just my friends from before with blacked out faces, but Mochida, Nakashima, and Kishinuma as well. They've been erased from existence as well. V4, you made it! A little messy indeed. I pounded the floor with both hands and shuddered violently. Huh? Of course, some dumbass Cole would capitalize on this shit. You think God gives a shit? God cannot help you people. Not even the devil can help you. Good evening, actually, from me. Some cultist group was speaking on TV. I guess the news must have ended at some point when I wasn't paying attention. This time, I was just plain talking to myself. You! How did you get in here? Why are you alive? I thought you were finally dead. Marguerite appeared in my hallway. I had no idea how long she'd been there, nor how she'd gotten in. I noticed that she still had her heels on, though. You disrespectful little brat. When you enter someone's house, you take your damn shoes off. Or at least put loafers on. I stood up, and Sachiko was, as always, waiting in the wings behind me. Aw, man. And here I thought you would finally died. Fall into your death till Missy final landed. To demonstrate, Marguerite snapped the two together. Yeah, why would they work if Heavenly Host is now merging with the real world? I probably flinched, but she was right. Nothing happened. Wait, that's your group? Damn, no wonder I didn't like them. Because I don't like you. She pulled back her chin and flashed me a strange smile. I honestly couldn't care less. I think Ayumi doesn't. Oh, or maybe she does, who knows. This day couldn't have been much worse for me. Do you really? I'm not gonna ask. Marguerite wasn't mincing words, it seemed. I held my head in both hands and looked down at the ground. Why the hell should I trust you at all? I trusted Misato and look how that turned out. I don't want to trust some other random asshole. Marguerite approached me and grabbed my arm. Yeah, Sachiko, do something. Sachiko, still right behind me, began to growl like a guard dog. I screamed, as loudly and as fiercely as I could. Oh, you said this was all your fault, and now you're saying it's not? I closed my eyes and cried the hardest I've ever cried, sobbing so intensely that I found myself nearly hyperventilating. Ow, bitch! I mean, she deserved it, but still. Marguerite slapped me down to the ground. Yeah, Ayumi is a pain in the ass. Oh, like you're one to talk. Hello, Pop. My name's Kettle. Have we met? GG. G as in good game? What do you mean by GG? I held my cheek and continued sobbing. Marguerite was looking down with me with contempt in her eyes, but also a certain intensity that seemed more akin to desperation than anything. I'm glad she bitch slapped her. Yeah, me too. Why are you so fucking close? Give me my personal space, bitch. Marguerite closed in on me as if our lips were about to touch. Sachiko, can you do something, please? Sachiko growled again, but Marguerite was clearly not intimidated in the slightest. You look like you just got the biggest chip on your shoulder.
あの本を手にした篠崎の血を引くあなたならミストとまだ戦えるかもしれない。
I thought it was like destroyed or something. Where is it? I was still hesitating, and Marguerite apparently didn't like that much.
ふざけやがって。
Oh, screw you. I've been through a lot today. This was before COVID. Suddenly, Marguerite pulled me up on my uniform. Was pulling on the top of my uniform. My plump white stomach was now fully exposed. Hey, whoa. Sexual harassment?
クソったれの本はここにあるわ。
Excuse you? She pointed to a spot just below my belly button. As she did so, my stomach started growling with an unearthly roar and shifted in place slightly. Are you freaking kidding me? It was almost like there was a snake slithering around inside of me.
もっと早く気づけばよかったわ。
How the fuck did I not notice a giant ass book in my stomach?
篠崎義恵の家の地下で力を使ってからそこに潜り込んで眠ってやがったのよ。そいつは。
How did I not notice? Like, honestly. Marguerite crossed her arms and snorted.
ただしあくまで入れ物で中身は空っぽだけどね。
Oh, then it's absolutely fucking useless then.
生意気にうなってやんの。
Again, you're not one to talk about calling someone cocky. So far, I don't know who's worse between you and Misato, but I hate you both equally for being cocky assholes. The growl that came from within my own body sounded like that of a wild beast.
まさか本当に
How the fuck is she gonna get the book in her
すっかり
stomach?
騙されたわ。私は本来教団からあなたがあの空間でブックオブシャドウズを手に入れるためのサポート役。
Great job on that, by the way. Excellent
その
support.
雑用のために派遣されていたのよ。そうなの。って言っても手に入れた瞬間奪い取る。
Oh, fuck you. Oh my god, is no one ever, like, just gonna help Ayumi? I mean, I don't like her, but why does everyone want to just manipulate me?
世界が壊れるのには教団の継承権もクソもないし。
I don't give a fuck about your problems.
ミスト。あれで勝ったつもりでいるなんて笑っちゃうわよね。そんなあいつを思いっきりなぶり殺してやりたいでしょ。
I wanna kill you both.
あなたも甘ったれずにできることに目を向けなさい。可能性を放棄するのは死んだ後でいい。
My god, why do you talk like such a prick? My eyes began to well up yet again.
私にまだ何かできることがあるの。
Ayumi, please don't listen to her. Don't make the mistake of trusting another asshole. Marguerite's expression turned deathly serious.
なんとしてもブックオブシャドウズを体の外に出して支配なさい。そして
If she's gonna do what I think she is, then I'm gonna call bullshit right now.
もう一度乗り込む道も示されるでしょうよ。
I could only still stare incredulously at my abdomen. Marguerite took the opportunity to open my front door, again to illustrate her point. Outside, the weather was still completely anomalous, with hurricane-like winds and debris clouds everywhere. The clouds above, too, were moving abnormally fast through a disconcerting blood-red sky. What the? Every few seconds, a sound not unlike a spark plug firing could be heard, echoing from the distance as another black flame ignited and burned itself out in the same random spot.
どの道あなたも世界と共に滅びて死ぬわ。だったら見せてみなさい。黒魔術から生まれたその本は残酷と血を好む。
With those parting words, Marguerite disappeared into the city, the sound of her heels clacking softer and softer until they were no longer audible at all. Damn indeed. Sachiko and I could do nothing but see her off. Good riddance, fucker. The entire nation was now plunged with entity walls and black silhouette-like spirits of the dead. The entity walls were rapidly destroying schools, downtown bypasses, and other crucial traffic cornerstones, and even rescue shelters, creating countless new casualties by the minute. People were running in the streets, panicked and confused, and almost certainly not much longer for this earth. No way, you're fucked. Meanwhile, in Miss Kuon's office, I can't say the voice. The black-suited agents watched in horror as each TV monitor displayed a feed from different news networks across the world, and the story was exactly the same as on all of them. How is a book supposed to recognize my determination? What the hell am I supposed to do? Wait, can I go back in here? Kitchen. What's in here? Nothing in here. Can I sit down? No. Okay. I guess we just go upstairs. Wait, what? Do I go outside? What do I do? Do I have anything in my inventory? Nope. I've been playing this for almost actually over 13 hours, almost 14. Oof. What's the point? Do I go upstairs now? Okay, so then where do I go? It's not giving me a lot of options here. Oh, I go in here. Are you... No way. I do kind of like how Ayumi didn't just forget about her sister, like, immediately. Like, it actually has, like, long-term consequences and shit. I do like it when story has, like, consequences and doesn't just forget about a fucking story element or character. Ooh, can I look outside? The smell coming from outside is a mixture of burning and metal and blood. Ooh. Is that her bed? Oh boy. Are you gonna do what I think you're gonna do? You're gonna do it, aren't you? In front of the mirror dresser sat Hinoe's zodiac dagger. I gripped it in terror, closed my eyes, and started shaking. She's gonna fucking cut her stomach open. I couldn't back down now. I lifted the dagger in front of me, poised to plunge it into my body and carve myself open as a samurai once did in the ritualistic suicide called seppuku. But I couldn't go through with it. I was too scared of death, too scared of the pain. Yeah, I'm not gonna make fun of you. I'm not gonna make fun of you this time, Ayumi. No idiot would be brave enough to plunge a fucking knife into their stomach to retrieve a book. It's just... No one would do that, so I'm not gonna call you a pussy. The face that reflected back at me in the mirror was twisted with fear. I didn't even recognize myself. I mean, fear might as well be your default emotion, so... But I could see in those eyes all the weight that had been placed in that had been put on my shoulders. All the responsibility I'd been forced to bear.
臆病で矮小で弱くてこんな自分さえいなければここで決別するのよ。
My mind was made up. I lifted the dagger again. She couldn't do it, only to bring it halfway to its destination before halting its descent once more. No matter how determined I was, no matter how strong my conviction, this was literally suicide. I knew what had to be done, but knowing and accepting are two different things. And she is really going through it right now. I began crying like a baby. This was the most afraid I'd ever been in my entire life. Really? After everything you've been through? And almost certainly the most afraid I ever would be. At this point, the only way I'd be able to go through with it was to clear my mind and let my arms make the motions automatically. And before I knew it, that's exactly what I did. Oh no. Oh, she did it! Holy shit! It's most likely because I wasn't thinking about it, or anything else for that matter, that the dagger found absolutely no resistance. It was like applying excess force to a slice of cake. For a very brief moment, I felt nothing, but then the convulsion started, first in my abdomen, then quickly spreading up the rest of my body. Ooh. My abdomen was now spazzing and constricting involuntarily. And the rest of me wasn't faring much better. My entire body was in total chaos. Oh, Ayumi, what the fuck? Oh, that's a lot of blood. The extent of the agony I felt at that moment was absolutely impossible to convey. It was all-encompassing. I was utterly incapable of focusing on anything else. My lower body was spewing bright red blood, thick black blood, and an unknown yellow substance, all of which were blending together in a slurry that was, at its core, my life essence. Wait. Yellow substance, is that what I think it was? It better not be. Ooh! Ayumi, damn! This went far beyond anything I could have ever imagined. The sheer shock of it rendered my mind a jumble that I simply could not untangle. I knew there was a reason I'd done this to myself, something I absolutely had to do, and it was crucial, but regaining enough cognitive function to do it would be a challenge. Yeah, she hasn't accomplished it yet, V4. She still has to, cut the stomach open. My head was spinning as I tried, beyond all reasonable measure, to hang on to consciousness just long enough to complete the task at hand. I could still see my face in the mirror, but only just, as the blood that had been spurting from my abdomen had largely glazed over it. It was a truly frightful sight, comparable to, if not more disturbing than anything I'd ever seen in Heavenly Host. I'm sure the Ayumi that, suffered all those bad ends would disagree, but whatever. I felt feeble, helpless, and the face in the mirror was smiling at me for it, darkly, obscenely. The Book of Shadows is speaking to her? Jet black crows flew by outside the window. And in that moment, a fire sparked within me. Feeling oddly resolute, I gripped the dagger jutting out from my abdomen. Oh! Oh. I'm somewhat glad they're not showing this. And yanked it to the side with every last bit of strength I had left in me. Oh! Damn it, I can only imagine the amount of agony she's in right now. The spray of blood gushing out of me became almost exponentially more violent. Most surprisingly, it seemed like equal amount of blood were rushing to my brain as well, and the effect of feeling like the blood vessels in my head were on the verge of bursting. But just as I felt I was moments from my final blackout, I saw something. There, among my own entrails on the ground. Oh, her entrails started pouring out. Ew! Oh. It was a blood-drenched tome. She did it. Yay. I need a drink of water after that. It was the Book of Shadows, without question. And she's dead. Fuck. My vision blurred from the intense loss of blood and even more intense pain. I fell forward, unable to maintain any semblance of balance any longer. I bet Marguerite's gonna show up like right now and just steal the book. After I did all the hard work for her. And I landed right on it. With a loud, warm, and unpleasant splash, my face planted firmly into the book, which was steaming under the odd temperature difference of my viscera. What? She's alive? What the fuck? I awoke with a start. I was still in Hinoe's room. She's fine? What the hell? Did Sachiko heal her? Instinctively and frantically, I looked down at my abdomen. There, I saw a scar resembling the one I'd almost died from during the blowback at Yoshie Shinazaki's house. Runic lettering and all, but that was it. The bleeding had stopped. In fact, there was no blood anywhere in the room, and on the floor in front of me sat the Book of Shadows. It's a magic dagger. Yeah, actually, where did the dagger go? What the flip? Not a copy, but the original. I slowly touched it, and from behind me, Sachiko spoke. So the book is sentient, right? Like it has its own thoughts and desires and shit? She was staring at me with docile, almost reverent look in her eyes. I picked up the book and looked at it, fear and awe running through my now clear head. It grumbled a bit, darting its eyes back and forth, and eventually it seemed to settle in a specific direction, locking its gaze. Good boy? It seemed to be looking out the window. What does it see? What the fuck? Is that a nuke? Oh, that's even worse. Oh god, it's our parents. Oh, they're fucked. They're like affected by the darkening, aren't they? Dad and Mom both just repeat the same line over and over again, like a broken tape recorder. Damn, this is like gotta be like, like, I mean, I don't like Ayumi, but this is like terrible. What happened to the TV? I guess we just leave. Press F'd it out. Well, damn. She lost all her friends and now her parents are, like, fucked. What the hell? Is this a new opening? Oh god, that's bright. What the fuck? So this is a new opening. What the? Who is that? Oh, Ayumi. Chaotic indeed. Yeah, we haven't seen Sachi in a while. Like, where the fuck has she been? I thought she was like gonna be like a big part of the story, but we've only ever seen her a few times. I thought she was gonna be like the main villain, but like apparently she's really just more like a background character. Misato's the main villain. What the fuck was that? I can't believe the voice actress of Ayumi is also like the main like singer of like the soundtrack. Like she like sang like all the openings for the series. Sharunkula, When the Flowers Bloom, and now this game. And I think she also sang the opening for Sachiko's Hysteric Birthday Bash. I wonder if she sang the opening for Corpse Party 2 and the new game that's coming out. Oh, now Ayumi can run for more than 5 seconds. When the story demands it. Sachiko looked at me with sweet, innocent eyes. Yeah, last time we saw Sachiko, we appeased her, so I don't know how she's back, but I'm not gonna question it at this point. I think we just have to accept the fact that this story is, like, messed up. When I arrived at Kisaragi Academy, I got a much better look down at the phenomenon. It was like a whirlpool like with a red, dully shining hole in its center. Was this the entrance to the Ever After? I miss it when it was called Heavenly Hosts, I honestly... Oh, hello, Ayumi. Kihinoe, haven't seen you in a while. Is she gonna fucking fly? This is... My gosh. I closed my eyes, clasped the Book of Shadows tightly in both my hands, and prayed. Oh, she's fucking flying. This is turned into like a fantasy anime. Like, what the fuck? When I opened my eyes and looked up into the sky, my body began to float. I was in control of the Book of Shadows. I was a legitimate practitioner of magic now. This moment almost felt like an awakening to endless new possibilities. Good thing Ayumi isn't evil, because she could do whatever the fuck she wants now. And right next to me, flying by my side, was Sachiko. Oh shit. The momentary loss of focus dropped me out of my trance, and I immediately began falling. I gripped the Book of Shadows even tighter, and concentrated harder than before, and sure enough, I began rising up towards the vortex once more. That's a big drawback. Is there like no loopholes I can like exploit? Like what if I like kept it on a string? As I flew higher, I could see Magari sitting on the roof of the school. I still hate you. Please jump off the roof and save me the trouble. Oh yay. Oh, that's bullshit. I looked into Marguerite's face. She was being completely sincere.
その本の元の所有者も篠崎義恵もみんなそれを食い止めようと
Wait, so Nirvana always existed?
知らせようと必死だったの。
I thought Yoshie summoned Nirvana. So what? What? So Sachiko and Yoshie didn't make Nirvana? It was fucking always there? Huh.
それが次世代につなぐだけの文明。
That's...
そうやって代々受け継いできたのよ。だから
So this is like a prophecy kind of shit?
あなたがいようといまいといずれこうなったわ。ただあなたの行為はあの狂信者集団ヤゴウラ教会の生き残りミストに涅槃のパワーを与えてしまった。
He's part of a cult, but I still don't understand his connection to Hinue. Like, how did he know her?
その責任は取らなきゃいけないわ。責任。あなたには本物のブックオブシャドウズがある。天神症で分散していた涅槃の力はミストの持つ偽物に取り込まれてしまった。でもそれを取り戻してその本に封印すればあんなもの簡単に吹っ飛ばせるわ。そして涅槃のコアをも迎え入れられたならその本は完璧なものとなる。さあ反撃よ。食らわしてやりなさい。世界が終わる前に一発ぐらい本物の実力ってやつをね。
Fuck you, you Maka ripoff. You just think you think you're in Soul Eater, but you fucking suck. Marguerite grew smaller and smaller, grew smaller as I climbed higher and higher, and as I looked up, I could see the threshold looming even larger, poised as if to wrap itself around me.
怖い？死ぬの怖い？怖いかな。
I smiled at her, and to my surprise, it was a genuine smile. Somehow or another, I was feeling very calm. Sachiko looked up at me with wide eyes.
どうしたの？
She turned away briefly, then looked over at me once more. It almost seemed like that in that brief moment, she changed her expression in much that way someone would change a suit.
怖いのはサチと涅槃のコアにいる人。気をつけて。
What the hell is Nirvana's core, and is there someone else I have to worry about?
涅槃のコアにいる人？それはミストじゃなくて？うん、別にいる。
I looked back up to find myself practically right on top of the hole in the sky that stood in front of the abnormally huge red moon. That's a moon? I thought it was a sphere. Whatever. And with my conviction settled, I jumped in. That hard flash, the nausea and the retching tightness in my chest seemed to cause me to lose consciousness for a second. But then I awoke to find that heaven and earth had switched places. I looked as though I was fallen headfirst into the massive storm, with flash and lightning, roar and thunder. Did anyone see Ayumi just like float into there? They must be like so fucking confused. It almost seemed like I was previewing what the world would look like after its destruction. In the sky, there was an enormous face of a doll, and the walls around me were all made of flesh. I clenched the Book of Shadows with both hands as I slowly made my landing in this new version of Nirvana. It was a mountain of rubble. Oh, good news is Heavenly Host is finally gone, but the bad news is the world is fucked.
完全に壊れてる。
Hey, what the hell, book?
何よもう。あゆみ、大丈夫？
I just fell on my ass from probably like a foot. I am not fine.
平気だよ。これくらい。
Why is Ayumi still in her fucking school uniform? She should probably wears something that more befitting for like what she's about to do. I slowly and carefully found my footing and pulled myself back up to my feet. I mean, it's just weird for like a random. I mean, I know she's the only one that can do it because she's a Shinozaki, but this random schoolgirl is just about to save the world. She looks so out of place in this kind of game. This was this kind of a scenario. This was an entirely different heavenly host. It bore almost no resemblance whatsoever to any of the versions of the school we traversed previously.
年次小学校がこんな姿にみんなは
Oh nah, they're fucking dead.
町田くん
Of course she cries out for Satoshi first.
篠田くんクオン先生愛子さん
Why'd you even bother crying for Aiko? You saw her die. What the whatever. I called out to my friends, but received no answer. All I could do was hear the rumbling and twisting of the air around me. Oh, yeah, that's them. Wait, what? Crushed by a piece of the school? Wait, there was someone else in the school while we were there? Yep, there's our friends. There was no mistaking it. In the midst of the wreckage, pieces of clothing from Kishinuma, Mochida, Nakashima, Miss Kuon, and Aiko were clearly visible. And the unfortunate souls who were wearing the clothing were all buried under fallen beams and other debris, and surrounded by a veritable sea of blood. Damn. I mean, she kind of knew already, but seeing it again that does suck. I knelt down and began sobbing uncontrollably. I do kind of feel bad for Ayumi, to be honest. Like, all she wanted to do was fix the, like, fuck up, like, and bring back all the friends she, got, like, killed by Trust in Naho's blog. Like, she just wanted to save her friends, and now all this shit is happening. Like, I do honestly kind of feel bad, even though I do not like Ayumi. Sachiko stared at me as I continued to scream and cry.
Ayumi Sachiko 頑張ってみる
They're taking a nap. Yeah, Aiko's really taking a nap with her fucking headless body.
戻せるかもしれない
What do you mean Heavenly Host Destiny? What does that mean? Sachiko produced a Calaveria necklace from her pocket. I don't know how I feel about this. How fucking Sachiko's hysteric birthday bash is now canon to this series. It seems like it's just like a fucking, like, fun, silly game. Like kind of like a what if. But they made it canon because of this one scene right here. I don't know how I feel about that. The skeletal figure on the chain made a slight, hollow, clinking sound as it was handled, very much as actual bone would. It looked handmade and seemed oddly warm, like a keepsake.
それは
I had this weird feeling that I'd seen this object somewhere before.
どこかで見たことあるような思い出せない
Though she was looking down at the ground a bit, slightly guilty and slightly guarded, Sachiko giggled slightly.
これ幸子の
A big smile crept across her lips, and for a moment, she looked every bit the part of an ordinary girl. I was confused. Sachiko placed her hand on the Book of Shadows. Excuse you? And the book spoke.
同じ日を繰り返せ
Are we fucking time traveling? Followed by Sachiko. Did we time travel? Are you serious? This is such an ass pull. Suddenly, I was in Yoshie Shinozaki's clinic. The very same clinic Nakashima and I visited on that fateful day.
この人は
I was viewing Sachiko's memory of an event from long ago. Okay, we're just looking at her memories. Okay. I thought this game pulled out like some bullshit, like plot convenience. Yoshie was writing something in her journal.
アナグラムの解析を進めると、この本に書かれている術はすべて実体の伴わない理論でしかなかった。成功例に関する文献も全く存在しない。私はなんと愚かなことをしてしまったのだろう。最初から成功しないものに心血を注いでいたなんて。本の中身である涅槃が飛び出し、異空間を作ってしまうだけの失敗作の。
Okay, so Nirvana always did exist, but it was in the book. I see, okay.
しかもそこに囚われた死者は生きていた証、存在の痕跡すらも消されてしまう。
Sachiko came in the room from the back. Her eyes met with Yoshie and she smiled.
飛び出した涅槃を抑え込むことができたため。
Sachiko stood obediently by her mother, wearing the white dress we'd seen her in Heavenly Host. Yoshie patted her on the head approvingly. What the hell? Sachiko then coughed out a fine black mist, but sucked it back up into her mouth like a carp. Like a carp. Excuse me.
黒く消えたあの人の存在だけは取り戻せたのだ。
There's still so many unanswered questions about the fucking Heavenly Host and Sachiko. The face on the image was blacked out, like those of Seiko and the others. However, to my surprise, the black markings was slowly peeling itself away, revealing the features underneath. So Yoshie managed to preserve her husband's existence? What the? Oh, we're back? Okay. My vision slowly cleared, and when it did, amidst all the rumbling and shaking, I found myself back in Heavenly Host Elementary. What the? Then promptly, Sachiko collapsed to the ground. What the hell happened? You're already dead. Without thinking, I picked her up and held her limp, light body in my arms. I'm surprised Ayumi has the strength to carry like dead weight, like quite literally. What the hell? She's cracking like a freaking piece of glass? She must have used up her spirit energy, as she was clearly drained. She was breathing, but only very slightly, very lightly. Sachiko was real. She had to have been, or I wouldn't have been able to hold her onto her like this. She seemed injured, but not in any traditional manner. There were cracks running through her body, each one emitting an unearthly blue, almost gaseous light. Meanwhile, the school itself was also cracking and breaking all around me, making an incredible noise. The roof above me began to crumble away, providing glimpses of the real world. So, wait, did we actually time travel? And incredibly, the entity wolves hadn't spawned there yet. We fucking time traveled. This is such an ass pull. What the hell? Since when could Sachiko do this? Okay, so she can only revert a specific amount of time, but still, this is such... My god. I could hardly believe it. I just complimented Sachiko of all people, on a job well done. Her newly formed physical body was rapidly beginning to evaporate into mist. My voice was trembling, though I suspect it was less with fear and more with confusion. She looked up into the sky, eyes beginning to well with tears. She was struggling to speak. Soon, she wouldn't be able to at all. Yeah, you kind of like killed all our friends, so... She barely had any voice left, but was persevering nonetheless. There was clearly something she didn't want to leave unsaid, no matter what. And with that, she began full-on crying. I couldn't help doing the same.
そんな人殺しちゃった幸子いい子じゃない褒められちゃいけない子
The tears were streaming down my face now. Sachiko's voice was so mournful, so genuine.
たくさんの人を救ったわ
A massive earthquake shook the ground. Sachiko looked scared as I patted her head and hugged her tightly. She then looked me squarely in the eye, gripping her Calvera necklace tightly in her hand as if it was a rosary.
不思議だよ優しいってわかったそうです
Is she actually going to the afterlife now? This is so like I know the manga is like a separate continuity, but this totally contradicts like the end of the first game. Like it totally contradicts it. Sachiko and the blue light alike both disappeared completely. She was gone. The being I was hugging just moments ago no longer existed. All I could do was clench my fist and mourn. The look on Sachiko's face when she asked if I was scared of dying kept flashing through my head. I kept my head low for a moment, then stood up and wiped the tears from my eyes. Ayumi, we're running out of time again. Accompanying the sound of the rumbling, one single entity wall now stood in the real world. The cycle was beginning anew. Ayumi, you need to hurry.
篠崎の末裔の形
Yeah, please hurry. Do not let that shit happen again. Oh, Sachi's. Oh, fuck, you're back.
いいわうい
And that was the end of chapter 7. That was a pretty short chapter, not gonna lie. Hey! Please tell me I got soulful testimonies. Yes! Got another extra chapter. Alright, who did I get as a soulful testimony? Sachiko's.
皆さんお疲れ様でした
So good to see you, Sachiko. It was good to see you.
そして幸子の母のよしえをやらせていただきました大谷育恵です疲れたでしょうお疲れ様
I certainly am.
コープスパーティー、最終幸子編最終章じゃあ天神小学校最終章どうして最終章って普通に言わないんだろう天神小学校最終章って言ったら違うことが始まるんじゃないのみたいなもう怖い話もうやめようよ今回はですね、さっちゃんがなんと前から、このスタッフさんみんなにさっちゃんに成仏させようよ
Yeah, we can't let her pass out yet. She's still making us
すいま
books.
せんっていう話を聞いて本当に目の前真っ暗だったんですけど、台本もいただいて晴れて成仏しましたイエーイもう戻ってこないもう黒いさっちゃんには
The dark side. Now I gotta draw Sachiko as like a Sith. Thanks for the idea.
お仕事としてはねまあちょっとこうどうだろうか怖いのは苦手なんですけれど一応いろいろさせていただいたことにはとってもなんかいい経験をさせていただきまして、さっちゃんの悪行を見ながら心も痛かったけど
OVA.
やってる時はねとても楽しかったんですよなのでまあね皆さんにも嫌な思いもさせてしまいましたが、最後
Oh, Mercer. Especially if you've seen the anime.
本当はやめたかったね、いい子のさっちゃんで、とても強いパワーがあったからこんなことになってしまったんですけれど、皆さんも、力の使い方は十分気をつけて、いい世の中にして
What a good message.
ということでどうもありがとうございました。お疲れ様でした。
Alright, thank you, Sachiko. I mean, Otani. I'm gonna call it Otani. I think that's how you say it. But yeah, that was chapter 7, and oh boy, what a fucking chapter that was. I have so many complaints after all those, like, story drops. Like, all that lore dump that was given. Like, that is just such bullshit. It's bad. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with those story decisions, but we'll see how it ends. Maybe they'll make a happy ending. I mean, I think Ayumi and the others deserve a happy ending after all the shit they've been through. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. But, V4, thank you for stopping by again. I hope you'll be here tomorrow for the last chapter of Corpse Party Blood Drive. And I think I might do a separate stream for all the extra chapters. Just, like, knock those out in, like, 1 or 2 streams. So, that could be fun. I don't know. I might just do it on my own time. I'm still haven't decided yet. But, anyway, thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow. Oh, and good news, by the way. I finally got a replacement pen for my tablet, so now I can start doing art streams again. So look forward to that. I'm definitely going to do that again. But till then, everyone,